morning, everyone. Let's get started just like usual. Okay, so we're really trying to sit up nice and tall and feel that lengthening through our spine. And we're going to chin tuck back for 10. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's maintain that length, and we're going to do our head turns, 5 each direction, alternating. Here we go. 1, back to center. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so we're going to do some Tabata intervals in between some of our regular 45-15s today. So our warm-up is going to be a Tabata. And if you're new with me or it's been a while, Tabata is when we do 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds recovery time for 4 minutes, okay? And we're going to do 2 exercises. So we're going to get 4 rounds before 4 minutes is up, okay? So it's only 20 seconds. The idea is with the warm-up, we're still just going to do it like we're warming up, okay? But the idea with those shorter intervals is that you can go a little harder because you're not going as long, okay? So you can up your intensity because it's for a shorter span of time. With our warm-up, we're going to keep it on that Tabata time, but I still just want you to focus on warming up the body here. Our 2 exercises are going to be an alt knee raise and pull down. So if you're in your chair to do it, it's going to look like this, okay? So we're warming up the shoulders by bringing them up and down, okay? If maybe for you, right to like face level is better, okay? If it hurts to come over here, that's fine, okay? We just want to get a little movement through the shoulders, and we're bringing those knees up, okay? So we're going to get our hip flexors, our core. Okay, that's our first move. And then our second move is going to be our alternating bow and arrow row. Okay, so I'm keeping those elbows shoulder height. My hips stay facing forward, right? I don't want the hips to rotate with me when I'm doing it. I just want like this part of my body. We're going to warm up through our thoracic spine here. And if you find it's hard not to make if your hips just want to go with you, do it seated because your hips have no choice but to stay straight forward, okay? So these are our 2 warm-up moves. They're only 20 seconds each. I'll guide you through it. So let's go ahead and we're going to do 4 rounds, okay? So let's go ahead with our alternating knee raise and straight and pull down, okay? I'm going to do them standing since I demonstrated seated, all right? Here we go in 3, 2, and 1, okay? This is warm-up. Go at your own pace and ability, okay? You may find as your body gets a little more warmed up, it becomes a little easier to go through the movements. 3, 2, and 1, okay? Going into our second move, our alternating bow and arrow row, okay? In 3, 2, and 1. Remember, we're keeping that elbow up at shoulder height, okay? I want you to think of these small muscle groups behind the shoulder activating. I want you to feel that thoracic rotation through your spine. 2, and 1. Good. We're going back to our knee raise with that pull down, okay? And 3, 2, and 1. Remember, this is warm up. When we take your hands as high as your body allows you, sometimes if we have a forward lean posture, it's harder to get our arms up overhead. Or if we have some shoulder issues, 2, and 1. Okay. Bottom of round 2, back to that bow and arrow row. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, halfway. Going back to our knee raise with that pull down. 3, 2, and 1. I like to give a little forceful exhale as my knee comes up, because that helps get into my core. 2, and 1. Okay, bottom of round 3, we're going back to our bow and arrow row, and then we're gonna just do it for one more round, and that'll be our Tabata warm up for today. Ready? Begin. And time. Okay, one more set of each, and that's our warm up. Okay, so final set of our knee raise with our arm pull down. Ready? Begin. Three, 2, and 1. All done with those. One more round of our bow and arrow rows. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Five more seconds. 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay, Tabata warm up complete. We're going to go into 2 15-minute 45 15 exercise. We're going to roll 3 times. Okay, another 15-minute, and then a 4-minute, an optional 4-minute finisher. Okay, if you feel like you're done after the last 15-minute round, the ab finisher for 4 minutes. Okay, so our first 45-15, that's 15 minutes long, is going to be our squat. Okay, a goblet squat or an alternating seated leg raise if you're staying in the chair. Okay. Then we're going to do our lateral side step with a W fly here. Okay, so we're working on some opening here for posture. All right, this is our seated variation, and if we're standing, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Then we're going to do some single arm rows today. Okay, so single arm row is from your standing position. You can hold onto the back of your chair and split stand. So this is my left hand here. So I have my left leg back slightly. I'm trying to keep my hips forward. Right, I don't want to be rotating out this way. I want to stay forward. I'm going to lean into the chair with my opposite arm. And just like we do our hinge and row, you're just using one arm here. And you're going to keep that elbow close to the body and think of this part of your body as activating right here. Seated, pretty much the same. You're just going to kind of come in between right here. Okay. All right. So one arm and then the other. And then our last one is our curl and press. Okay. If the overhead pressing is no good, just give me your curl. Okay, curl right here. Just curl it today. Okay, if overhead is no good. All right, so let's get started. 45 seconds is going to go on the clock. We're starting with a squat, a goblet squat or a body weight squat, or an alternating leg raise if you're going to stay in your seat. Okay, so I'm going to grab one dumbbell and I'm going to hold it like this for my goblet squat. My heels are coming about shoulder width apart. Slight little flare out of the toes, okay? And your knees stay in the directions of the toes. If you ever feel your knees wanting to cave inwards, it's really important to tell them to stay that way, okay? All right, so let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1, okay? So you're gonna sink it down. Keep the heels on the floor as you press up. Okay, I'm squeezing the glutes and the quads as I lift up. You want to really try to feel that muscle engagement going through your own range of motion. And remember, on all of these formats, time formats that we use, it's just a guide. So if you need to take a little extra rest, that is totally acceptable. We have 10 more seconds here. We're more concerned with the quality of our work versus the quantity of it, okay? 2 and 1, good. Second exercise is a body weight one. So we've got our W fly with our lateral side step. Okay, so nice opening through here, okay? Remember, seated, we're right here. Begin. You can go at your own pace. You can slow it down if you want. You can speed it up if you want, okay? You speed it up, you get your heart rate going a little more. You do what feels good for you. We're going into our single arm rows next. Excellent, almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, okay? Grabbing a single weight, okay? Remember, you may be able to come down to your bottom of your chair. If this feels like too low, come to the back of your chair, okay? Split stance. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna pull back. I'm trying to focus on that muscle in my back right here. All right, that's the prime mover. I'm trying to keep my belly button pulled back towards my spine. And remember, it's not your hand pulling this weight up. It's this muscle on the back behind the rib cage. 3, 2, and time. Good. Recover. We're going to get set up for the other side, okay? We start in about 5 seconds here. Let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1, okay? So again, I'm trying to keep my hips facing forward. Elbow stays close to the rib cage. I'm really trying to find that sensation in my lat muscle, which is in the back side of the rib cage. Remember, it is important to sometimes include these single limb exercises into our training to help iron out any muscle imbalances we may have, okay? Our stronger side can't help our weaker side if we're only using one side at a time, right? 2 and 1, excellent. Our final exercise in this block is our curl press, bring it back, okay? If that press is too much, just give me bicep curls today, okay? Ready? Here we go, seated or standing. If you're standing, make sure you're squeezing your glutes, tucking your pelvis a little bit, especially as you press weight up overhead. You want to make sure that your foundation is strong. And depending on your weight, that's going to help dictate your speed as well, okay? I'm using 2-pound weights here, so I am able to go a little bit faster. If I had 5 pounds, I'd be slower, right? Because it's more weight I'm moving through space. 3, 2, and 1, okay? We're going right back to the top, starting with our squat. Get your drinks whenever you need them, okay? Remember, your seated variation is that alternating leg extension. Heels are about shoulder width apart. Here we go. Lower down, drive it up. Down, Remember, those knees stay in the directions of the toes. Sometimes you feel them kind of like doing something like this, like caving in. It's really important to put that focus in keeping them out. When they cave in, it's a signal of glutes needing a little more strength, right? They could be weak. And something that really helps with that too is our lateral movements. 3, 2, and time, okay? So sometimes if you notice your squat pattern, they wanna come in, sometimes we're weak through here. And exercises like we're doing next, this one, are gonna help strengthen that, okay? Here we go. When my arms pull apart here like this, I'm thinking of my shoulder blades in the back, opening them up. That's the source, that's where the movement starts, right? So instead of thinking of my fingertips as pulling back, I'm thinking of my shoulder blades pulling my elbows and fingertips back. Woo! Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time on those. Okay. Moving on to our single arm row, okay? So if you know you have a weaker side, you may not know if you have a weaker side, but if you do, I would suggest starting on that side. Let's get ready and begin. So I'm really trying to keep my belly button pulled up and back towards my spine. Like if you were, you know, trying to suck your belly in, that's all I mean, is you're just kind of trying to keep it, that muscle engaged. And remember, what pulls that elbow back is the lat muscle in the back. It's the largest muscle we have in the upper body is our lats. And time, recover. Whew. Okay, we're gonna even out and get that other side. Okay, these can get your heart rate up too. Let's get ready and begin. And also, since this is a larger muscle group in the upper body, if you have a weight selection, this is one that you could go more on the moderate side. It wouldn't have to be your lightest weight here. Trying to make that mind muscle connection. If you're not feeling it, don't give up on it. Try to keep your mind focused on telling that muscle in the back to contract. It does take time to build up the muscle, so time. So don't feel discouraged if you're not feeling it right away, okay? It's the consistency that really makes all the difference. Curl and press, okay? Curl and press. Lighter weight than, you know, your shoulders are not as big as your lats, so you wouldn't go as heavy if you have, and that's if you have a weight selection, okay? It's okay. I mean, I honestly, you can go through this whole workout, body weight, okay, and just focus on range of motion through the joints and mind muscle connection, and you'll still get benefits. So don't feel like you need to have a ton of stuff to have a successful workout, okay? I think the important thing is showing up, right, and being consistent. 5 more seconds here. 2 and 1. Excellent. One more round through. Get your drinks whenever you need them, okay? We're going back to the top with our squat or seated alternating leg extension. So I'll do a little bit of a side angle this last round. All right, here we go. I'm gonna sink it down, press my heels into the floor to drive up. Okay, now everybody's range of motion might look different as far as how low they can get. You know, it depends on your body type and your ability. But you see, I'm trying not to like ram through my spine or anything like this, right? I'm trying to stay nice and neutral through my spine. I'm trying to keep a nice chest like high, right? Think about how different this feels than our hinge. When we hinge, we like take a bow, right? This, our chest still stays up. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Back to that lateral with W fly, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Remember, think of those shoulder blades as pulling everything back, right? That's the source. That's where the movement initiates from. It's not initiating from the fingertips. Woo! Less than 10 seconds here, and we're going back to our rows, our single arm rows. And time. Whew, okay. Nice work. I had a quick pace with those today. I was feeling them. Okay, so single arm rows again, all right? Seated or standing. If you're seated, you're just kind of coming in between your legs there. If you're standing, you've got a split stance, right? I'm really trying to keep my core engaged. I'm just trying to pull my belly button back towards my spine and then focus on my lat, pulling my elbow back. Your mind-muscle connection really is important. That's why I say it all the time. Because once you start to develop that mind-muscle connection, it becomes a little bit easier to control your muscle and increase your strength, okay? 2 and 1. Because you can, you're dialed into it. You can feel it, right? You're not just going through the motion without feeling anything, okay? You want to be able to feel that specific muscle group working. Other side, ready? And begin. So core engaged. Lat pulls elbow back towards the spine, staying nice and close to the rib cage. Ten more seconds here. And we have a curl and press, or just a straight curl if the pressing is no good. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay. So curl and press is next, seated or standing, or just a bicep curl. Okay, ready? And begin. Remember, it's important, keep your glutes engaged here, because that's going to help protect your lower back, especially if you're lifting weight up overhead. Good, we're gonna go back into Tabata after this, but this time it's gonna be more of a conditioning focused Tabata, okay? We're gonna be a little bit more about the heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so our first Tabata was our warm-up. We're gonna go back to our second Tabata. Still 2 exercises, but we're working on that heart rate. We want to get a little uncomfortable, a little hot, okay? It shouldn't feel like pain, but you're trying to push yourself. You need to find that sweet spot Okay, you know, scale of 1 to 10, let's say like 7 if you're advanced, and 8 is great, you know. If you're new, maybe a 6, you know. So just find a spot where you're like, okay, I can, you know, this feels like my pushing myself spot. Okay. All right. So we are going to do we are going to do our slip rope squats. Okay, so under and over, under and over, under and over, right? And then we're going to do back, back, knee, back, back, forward, knee, back, back, forward, knee, back, forward, knee. Okay, so those are our 2, back, forward, knee, and slip rope squat. Okay, if you're seated, these are 20 seconds each. If you're seated, remember your slip rope, you're just keeping your feet planted and you're going under the rope just like this, okay? And then your knees are just gonna be right here, okay? There are your 2 seated variations, okay? And you can interchange them too. If you wanna do some seated, some standing, just gauge your intensity. If you start to feel like you're getting too high, pull back, okay? So we're gonna start with our slip rope squat. All right, 20 seconds. Let's get ready and begin, okay? Remember, these shorter intervals are less intimidating time-wise, so sometimes they really help us push ourselves, right? To go just a little harder because we know we're not going to be doing it for as long. 3, 2, and time. Okay, next, standing, it's back, forward, knee, and seated, it's just an alternating knee, okay? Ready? Here we go. So back, forward. Get a nice little calf stretch with our moving backwards like this. Time, okay? Round 2, slip rope squat, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Under and over. Working on those side glutes again. Strengthening our glutes, helping to keep our knees nice and protected. And time, okay. 10 seconds, and we're back to our back, forward knee. You should start to feel that increase every round, right? Ready? And begin. I started with my knee. Back, forward. And time. Okay. Halfway. Back to our slip rope squat in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. We feel that weight transfer from one side of the body to the other, right? From one leg to the other. There's a moment in time where you're picking up that other leg off the floor so it can meet. And time, okay. Back, forward knee in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back. You can pretend you're breaking a stick over your knee, right? You can put a little intensity into it. 2, and 1. Okay, final round, okay? I'm starting to feel that heat in my body. Slip rope squat, last round. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Under and over. Remember, this is your workout though. You do what works for you, okay? Change your pace. Start or stop later early, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Good, okay. Last round of our back, forward knee. Whew. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. March to your own beat here. And time. Whew, goodness, I'm breaking a little sweat here. Okay, guys? Okay, so it's funny because you wouldn't equate, 20 seconds of work can like really rev up and make me feel hotter than 45 seconds of work, right? But again, okay. So back to our 45, 15 format. This will be a 15-minute block, 5 exercises. All right, we have our light weights here. Okay, I'm imaginary light weights in my hands. We're gonna do our hand curl and our kickback. Okay, so nothing new here. All right. If you're seated, you're kind of closer towards the edge of the chair so you can toe tap back here. Okay, so you still have room to bring those feet behind your knee. Okay. After that, hinge and row. Okay, seated, we hinge, row, and then come back up. Right. We know there's nothing new here. Right. Hinge, row, squeeze the glutes up. Okay. When we do the row portion, we're working here. We're also working on our core. Okay, we're working our lats and our core. And we do the hinge portion. It's all here. Okay. All right. So that's squeezing up right here. Think of your glutes and hamstrings lifting this part of your body up. Okay. All right. Hand curl triceps, hinge and row, jumping jacks. Okay. Modify. You could go this way if overhead hurts your hands. You could do a combo of the two. And seated, it's the same idea. Okay, we're doing our lateral taps. And you can do your arms either way. Okay. After that, alternating lunges. I did it. I put the lunges right after the jumping jacks. Okay. Alternating lunges. Okay. So either hold on to the back of your chair with 2 hands, the side of your chair with 1 hand, or no hands if you're advanced, okay? And if you're super advanced, maybe you're gonna hold some weights, okay? And if you're seated, we're doing the alternating leg press. This is our lunge variation for our seated folks, okay? Right here. And then after that, we will chill out for a little bit and do a nice recovery exercise with our no money drill. This is a nice prehab exercise to keep our shoulders nice and healthy and our posture healthy. Okay, so light weight or no weight right here. And then our final one is crossbody punches. So we're gonna put our fists up right in front of our face, like we're blocking our face from punches. Okay, and yep, twist. You can pivot on that back foot if you're standing. And we're getting that nice rotation through the body. And I do want you to think about putting like that intensity, like you're punching, like you're trying to put some effort behind that. Okay, see if you can feel that. All right. Seated, you're just not going to pivot with the feet. You're just going to twist through the upper body. Okay. All right. That is our next 5. We're going to start with our hand curls and our triceps, seated or standing. Let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So they're kick back for the upper body and the lower body. And by pairing them together, we're getting more joints moving and we're also getting the heart to work as well here. I'm trying to keep my feet flexed in a standing position here. So that'll help you get into your tricep, or your hamstring a little more. And you can slow it down if you need to. Or keep it fast if you want, whatever works for you. 3, 2, and 1. Woo. All right. Hinge and row is next. Feeling this one today, guys, okay? Pace yourselves as you need to. This timer is just to keep us on time, okay? Feet are under the hips, toes are forward. We're gonna push the hips back, row, and we're gonna use the glutes and hamstrings to pull ourselves up. and then back down. Neutral spine. Stare at some space on the floor in front of you. That'll help keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. And remember, quality over quantity every time, okay? As long as you're consistent, then that's it. Quality and consistency is what it takes. 3, 2, and 1, okay? All right, weight aside, body weight movement with our modified jumping jacks, okay? You pick your arms, either regular traditional arms, or we can do a seal jack behind, okay? Here we go. And I'm just doing a tap out on the sides. If you're advanced, you might throw some regular ones in there and jump them a little bit. Make your own pattern, right? You can play around. You can do half and half with your arms if you just want to, they feel like they're burning too much. You want to come out here. We've got lunges next, or an alternating seated leg press. So if you're doing the seated one next, you're standing right now, look for your chair, get it ready. Got 10 more seconds here. Woo! 3, 2, and 1. Oh man, okay. So, alternating lunges. I will use the back of my chair. Both hands are on my chair. That's the variation I'll do this round. Ready? Begin. Step it back, lower down, drive through that front heel, and return, okay? So remember, when we lunge, it's a single leg exercise, and we're working mostly the front leg, okay? The leg that's in front is the one that's putting all the work in. It's not to say you won't feel it in the back leg, right? But if you're keeping your heel pressed into the floor, that's going to help that glute engagement as you come up. You're pressing down in, and that's going to help turn this on. Recovery exercise next in 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to go into our no money drill right here, okay? Lightweight, no weight, or if you have a light mini band, this one's a little heavy. It's got to be light though, okay? This one's too heavy for me. You could always use a light band too. Elbows stay glued to the rib cage, because what we're working is actually these little muscles right in here and here, okay? Very small muscle groups. So we use very small weight or just mind muscle connection here. We have our cross body punches after this. Whew, 10 more seconds. 5, 2, and 1. Excellent. So you can use with your cross body punches, if you want to use a 1 or 2 pound weight or some water bottles, you can. I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it body weight. I'm just going to use my fists, okay? But it's always an option. Here we go. Remember, if you're standing, you're going to pivot on that foot. But if you're seated doing this, you're not pivoting. You're just rotating through the torso. See if you can feel that quickness through your punch, like no jelly arms, right? See if you can find that force. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh man, that's round 1. Back to the top, ham curls and triceps, kickbacks and kickbacks. It's getting a little intense. Start late, okay? Ready? Begin. Should feel like a nice stretch on the front of the quadricep as you Bring that heel back towards the glute. It's a stretch for the front of the leg and a contraction for the back. Halfway. You can slow it down if you want, or speed it up, or stop early. We've got 10 seconds left, then we're going to go to our hinge and row. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Deep breath. Hinge and row. Okay, so feet are right under the hips for the hinge, toes are forward. Okay, here we go. We're gonna hinge down, row it, squeeze the glutes and hamstrings to lift it up. This whole time I'm really trying to keep my belly button back towards my spine. We're working the back side of the body and both the upper quadrant and the lower quadrant here. Ten more seconds here. We're going back to a body weight movement. We've got jumping jacks. 3, 2, and time. All right. Play around with what variation you want here, overhead or arms back, okay? Lateral tap, maybe you're advanced, you're doing some regular ones in there too. Here we go. And play around with your tempo, okay? You don't have to, if you're feeling that effects of the accumulated fatigue, you're starting to feel very tired, but you're not ready to quit, slow it down, okay? Almost there. Woo. 10 more seconds here. Then we're going to go into the no money drill, a little bit of a recovery exercise. And time. Okay, very lightweight or no weight here, or a very light band, okay? And remember, we're trying to keep that elbow close to the rib cage here. We don't want it to pop out, okay? Because they're just small little muscles right in here and here, okay? You can almost visualize it though, because, pardon me, if these little tiny connector muscles are tight, they're tight, they're gonna pull in like this, right? And then that means they're really stretched in the back here, which means they're weak, right? So this movement alone lengthens any tightness in the front and tightens any lengthening in the back, okay? Five, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bottom of round 2, back to our crossbody punches. Remember, we're gonna pivot if we're standing on that back foot, and if we're seated, we're not gonna pivot, we're just gonna kind of feel that rotation through the spine. We're gonna put our palms up towards our face here, right? And, right, like we're always coming right back to in front of our nose with our fists. You can speed these up or slow them down. It's your workout. You're just trying to, throw a punch like you mean it. Not that we're angry people or anything, but you know what I mean. 5, 3, 2, and time. Okay. One more time through, guys. And then we have the optional Tabata finisher for our abs. Okay. If you're tired, you want to stop after this last round, you can. All right. But we're going back to our tricep kickbacks and hand curls here when you're ready. Final round. Past halfway on these, and we're going to go into our final set of our hinge and row. 10 more seconds. Now 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, check. Hinge and row. Take your drinks when you need them, okay? This one feels like a scorcher today. All right, feet under the hips, toes are forward. Here we go. We're gonna push them back, row it, squeeze the glutes and hamstrings to lift. Okay, this whole time, I'm really trying to keep my belly button pulled back, like sucking in my belly here. Halfway. Good. 10 more seconds. And then we're moving on to jumping jacks. 2, and time, okay? Weights aside, you pick your arms, you pick your pace, okay? In 5, 3, 2, and 1. You can always stop a little early if you're feeling, like you're going past that range of 6 to 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, right? You want to try to find your sweet spot. You're slightly uncomfortable, but can push through. No acute pain. We're not looking for acute pain, just a little exercise discomfort, right? Knowing the difference. Whew, and time. Okay. Lunges. All right. Back to our alternating lunges or our alternating seated leg press. Okay. Ready? Begin. Step it back. Final set. If you're in that uncomfortable zone, just tell yourself, I'm almost there, right? Last set for everything. Good, 10 more seconds. Now 5, 4, 3, 2, and time, okay? Last 2 exercises, no money drills. Okay, so we just shifted from using the largest muscles in our body with our lunges to some of the smallest, okay? Here we go. So a great way, if you ever program your workouts on your own, if you just like try to get like, I'm gonna do a quick little 10 minutes something, that's a great way to think about it, is doing one that's more labor intensive, which would be your lunges, the bigger muscle groups, to something less labor intensive, which would be our no money drill right here, right? It's like active recovery. It gives you a chance for your heart rate to come back down, but you're still being very time efficient, right? You're still making the most of that 10-minute workout. 3, 2, and 1, okay? Last one. Cross body punches, all right? And then we got a little ab finisher if you feel like it, okay? All right, here we go. 2, and 1. Remember, the seated ones, you're not pivoting on that foot. Just keep your feet planted and feel that rotation through your waist. Rest after this and go on to that 4-minute Tabata if you want to for the abs, okay? Just 2 exercises for the abs, back and forth. Almost on these. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Get a drink. Okay. You guys can recover while I'm explaining the final optional block. Okay. 4 minutes long. Okay. So we're gonna do 2 chair exercises. Okay. So, and actually, I'm gonna give an option for some who may be advanced, who may want to do something a little different. Okay. But I'm going to do this variation. I do still find it very good. These are knee tuck crunches, okay? So I'm kind of I'm leaning back here, right? My legs are extended long, and then I'm bringing my body forward and my knee up, right? So it's an upper and lower crunch all in one, okay? And then our second one is going to be our seated rotations. So I should do this from the side so you can actually see that angle. Okay, so I'm C curve here. This is important when you're ab training here, the C curve, okay? And I'm twisting. So now we got upper and lower body abs with the first one. And now we're getting our obliques on the side with the second one, okay? So we're getting here, here, and here with this final block, okay? Your alternative, if you're advanced, okay, you can use, and you don't even have to be advanced, actually, you can use the wall too. You can do a chair or a wall mountain climber. Am I on here? Hands on the wall. I'm creating an angle with my body, right? And I'm bringing my knees up, but it's like that, it's like you should feel like you're in a plank, okay, and you're squeezing your glutes. So that's if you're a little bit more advanced, you may want to try that. I mean, if you're really advanced, and some of you might be, so I just want to show because I'm not sure, okay, I just want to make sure I'm really covering all my bases here. You could do it on the chair, okay, or on the side of a table, okay. All right, if the chair's too low, maybe a table, a countertop is an in between, okay? So the main thing is, if you're doing this, is you're really trying to think of like tucking your pelvis. I'm exaggerating this so you can see what I mean when I say this, but here is me not tucking my pelvis, and then I'm scooping and tucking, okay, from that position, all right? All right, that's gonna help protect your lower back from sagging, okay? Okay, enough talking, final set. 4 minutes is going on the clock, okay? And we're gonna start with our alternating knee tucks or those wall mountain climbers, chair mountain climbers, table mountain climbers, whatever you see fit. Okay, you know you. All right, I'm gonna C curve on my chair here. Let's get ready and begin. Remember, these are only for 20 seconds per round. Four, three, two, and 1. Good. Okay, now we're gonna go into our oblique twist. So remember, let me come to the side here again. We're thinking of that C curve. Okay, so scoop out, right? Rounded spine. Very opposite from our hinge and row where we try to keep that neutral spine. This, we're actually creating that curve. And we're working the sides of our waists, our obliques, by doing the seated Russian twist. And time, okay, we're going back to our first exercise, the alternating knee tucks, or you can do your chair, table, wall mountain climbers, okay? Here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to our Russian twists. I'm gonna C curve. Here we go in 2, 1, twist, twist. Two and 1, halfway. 2 more rounds, okay? So back to our knee tucks or mountain climbers. In 3, 2, and 1. You're doing this variation with me. Pulling the knee in is getting your lower abdominals, and this crunching forward, bringing your chest towards the knee, is getting your upper abdominals. And time. Okay, so here and here, and now with our Russian twist, we're getting here. Ready? And begin. Three, 2, and 1. This is it, final set right here. Okay, knee tucks or mountain climbers. In 3, 2, and 1. Good, 5 more seconds. 2, and 1. Excellent, all done with those. This is it, last exercise of the day today. Russian twist, curve it out, here we go, begin. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Excellent job, guys. Get a drink, and let's do a very short warm-up because I'm 1 minute over today. All right, so I encourage you to maybe do some extra cooling down after we get off here. But let's just quickly get into our upper body here, just by pressing and pulling, getting our neck and our upper traps. And back to center. We'll hold them for about 10 seconds each, okay? You can do more after we're done here. Think of surrendering at this point, just letting the muscles go. And relax, okay? And then let's go to the back of our chair here and do, I love this one because it just gets, you get a lot of bang for your buck, right? We get our shoulders here, our back, the back of our legs. All right, you can either stay still, or if you want to add just a little bit of gentle movement by swaying your hips from side to side, you can play around with that and see how that feels. If it doesn't feel right, you just want to stay still. Do that. Good. And then gently walk it up. Okay, and then let's just hit those ankles and do our flexing and pointing here for 5. And then circle 5 each direction. Same thing other side. And then we'll do our 2 big inhales here. We're going to go ahead and inhale up. Palms together, exhale to heart. And 1 more. Exhale, palms to heart. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's workout. A little over, but hopefully you stuck with me. Thank you as always.